One of the things that people sometimes don't realize about our fantasies is that we are all of the characters in our fantasies. It's just like our dreams. They all arise within us and they all come from us. So even if we have kinky fantasies where one character is very vulnerable and we tend to think of ourselves as dominant, or perhaps we think of ourselves as submissive, but in our fantasies, one of the characters is very dominant and controlling or even sadistic, actually the other role in our fantasies is also a part of us. Maybe a part that we've buried, maybe a part that doesn't get very much attention, maybe a part that we didn't even realize was there. And that doesn't mean that we're all secretly switches or that we're all secretly bisexual, but perhaps these characters in our fantasies are giving voice and expression in our imaginations to some emotion that we could be more in touch with. Maybe we are not very good at expressing vulnerability in the outer world. We tend to put on a show of being in control and in charge and very responsible. We tend to be in a protector and provider and nurturer role. But maybe the submissive character in our fantasies, or if we're doing those things because we've been socialized into masculinity, maybe the feminine character in our fantasies is actually our feminine part or our vulnerable part crying out for some attention and some love. An erotic fantasy can be a really free and unpressured, creative place in which to start to accept and befriend these sides of ourselves. For me, I remember the time that I first realised that the male sadist dominance in my fantasies weren't just echoes of my ex-boyfriends. They were actually also a masculine part of me that I had previously not acknowledged, who maybe held quite a lot of my anger. And I'd been raised in a family where anger was not a welcome emotion. I was told that I needed to calm down if I lost my temper, and there wasn't any real coaching about how to kind of be with our anger and welcome our anger and what gifts our anger can give us or how to kind of manage it in a healthy way. It was just like, push it down, it's not welcome here. And so fantasy can be a place where those angry parts of us can find voice, maybe in our imagined tops and sadists if we tend to be bottoms in the real world. And if we are tops, then maybe our more violent fantasies that we might feel uncomfortable about could be one of the places that we can process those buried feelings of anger in a safe way without harming anyone.